Hello, everyone, and welcome to EGFH Season 3 Eastern Region Playoffs for Overwatch. Today, we have some incredible matches for you guys. We're going to be playing two semifinal games. Both will be played as a best-of-5 with the pick-ban system for the maps. However, the tiebreaker is going to be predefined, chosen by the EGFH staff as Horizon Lunar Colony. As always, I want to thank our sponsors, the Yukon School of Engineering, the Yukon Gaming Club, Mob Crush, and Playmakers Wanted for making this season possible. I am David Hans Chen, and for this series, I am joined by Ben Del. Don't know how to pronounce your last name. How are you doing today?
Hi, I'm good. It's Greaser, but I'm looking forward to these games. I always love watching high school Overwatch, and I especially love casting it. And these two teams are beasts to say the least. You know, heading into these quarterfinals, we're gonna be starting off in Junkertown here, which is really important. But we'll be transitioning into Nepal, Hanamura, Kings Row, and the tiebreaker will be on Horizon Lunar Colony. So
Yeah.
as we're heading into Junkertown, what do you expect to see here, Hans?
Ooh, definitely. I want to see some crazy plays coming out of this first point in Junkertown. As always, on Junkertown, we kind of have that very wide open space on that first point. So I really want to see snipers, take advantage of all these different high grounds, different peak corners that they have. But knowing the teams so far, I know that Bethel is probably going to play something along the lines of Goats, most likely. But we will definitely see as they go into this hero assembly.
Exactly. You know, Goats definitely is still a dominant comp in the meta. There is some variation with snipers, of course, and heck, we might even see a bunker comp of some sort. And those bunker comps are awfully strong on this map just because of the importance of how a Bastion can push that payload. And there's not really a lot of cover to hide behind from that Bastion's terrifying machine gun.
Yeah, and it looks like both teams are going to choose that bunker composition, both opting for the Orisa Bastion and the Batiste, which are the main picks around this. We're gonna see the Powell's team looks like they're gonna pick up a Junkrat as well, just to give that extra coverage, knowing that they probably will need to bust down bunker on their side as well.
Of course, you know, Sketch, they're going for a little scouting to see where they can see the composition, but we are going to start off right fast and furious here. Automatic going to get pulled out a little bit farther than expected, but the bunker is going to go into the shield duel. And the key things to pay attention here are the rotation of the Orisa shield, and then the use of the Baptiste in vulnerability field. And we are going to see Sketch get that first pick there on Jet, which is going to start out strong for the offense. Even though they have the disadvantage, they are going to take some space here.
Yeah, and it's interesting for the PAL team to kind of set up so far to the right, right next to spawning, incredibly. I mean, we used to see them set up on this high ground further back, but it looks like they're just going to take this exchange on this low middle ground underneath this bridge here, and they're going to keep trading blows back and forth.
They are going to keep trading back and forth. So far the kills have been alright for the defense here. Keeping the kicks going, you know, looking for pulls, looking for bastion damage, all sorts of stuff, but the positioning is being traded out here. Carl Weezer are going to pick up a kill on Dragon, and just going to keep this offense from building any momentum. A nice click there from Ian on out of Axiomatic, and it looks like the offense will be stalled here for just a moment. Also are building up though on the side of the offense, and they might be able to use the Baptiste field to maybe get some positioning here and establish some control on the field.
Yeah, and I like what Waterboy and I Need Healing are kind of doing on this back end, getting this extra jump height with their different abilities to kind of spam their back line from the safe space on this right side. Looks like they're going to open up with this Batiste ultimate.
And the Wildcats just dominating the defense here. The Baptiste field is going to come out though, and I Need Healing looking for room for the tire, not going to find what he wants. Gonna see a Bastion out coming away from CG Gaming, looking for kills, doing a lot of damage on Sketch, but is ultimately gonna fall to the hook of Ian with a combined effort and Carl. Carl gonna pop a bongo here as well. A lot of ults flying out here from the defense, just holding on to this lead. But they are gonna stabilize off with Megu Vescaril dropping there. And it looks like we are gonna see a solid 2 minutes into this defense here on first point Junkertown.
Yeah, Powell, like you said, is doing a great job on this defense. Able to kind of play around the Orisa wall a little bit better in my opinion. But now it looks like they're going to try to back them and play underneath this second bridge further back and giving them a little bit of room here.
A lot of ults flying out both ways, you know, Chance, Bongo, Astronaut, Bap Square, all the things flying out. And big kills from Carl Weezer and Briven, dropping that shield, which is just so important because if you don't have an Orisa shield there's not much to stop the Bastion from murdering your whole team. And as we head into this last minute of this Junkertown attack from the Panthers, What are we gonna see here?
Yeah, I definitely think the main importance for them stalling for so long was this I need healing on the Powell side, picking this Junkrat early on because they've just been able to tear down this Orisa wall so much faster than Bethel's side here. And it looks like they're just going to get ready to set up again. Duck with his tire out and ready, so it looks like, I feel like they're going to just start with that for the engage. And it looks like the pick on Jet is going to be so strong because they really only have 2 pushes left, and without Jet, this is going to be very tough for them.
You know, Doc also looking for another tire. Tire might be what they need to get opened here. It seems like he's going to pop that tire, going to look for the big kills. Might be best to go and drop in the meantime, and the tire isn't going to find anything, so the offense is struggling. They're asking for any straws here as we see a brawl between CG Gaming and I Need Healing getting that kill, and the defense has 30 seconds left to secure this first point hold.
Yeah, and that means only 1 solid push left from these guys. Great coordination from the Powell side to focus that tire, and another pick onto Jet to start this fight. CG Gaming swapping to the Fair in order to get some more projectile bombs into this Orisa shield. But it looks like they're just going to swap completely off of Bunker here and try to push this payload as far as they can.
And we're going to see all the ults going to pop out here. That Fair swap going to be in exchange for the Bastion. The backfield going to deny that Diva bomb. And we are going to see Trans popped out from Sketch. They're trying to keep this team alive. The offense finally has a little bit of momentum getting that pick on Orisa, which is enough to possibly get them into this game. However, ults are going to fly back from Briven, looking to pick up the 3K there, but Sketch is going to help him out there. Briven showing up huge with a 4K on Bastion, and it looks to secure this first point hold on Triggertown.
Yeah, that Briven 4K through the Batiste ultimate was so insane. Looks like they're going to try to swap on Bethel's side for Speed Heroes, but they're not going to be able to. Round 1 on first point hold for the Palo Panthers. This is incredible, Del. From what I remember, Junkertown was actually a pick from the Bethel side, so this is a map that they preferred to go into for this fight. And now getting held on point 1 is incredibly tough for them.
Yeah, exactly. The first point hold is really rough. You know, we saw continually the Orisa from the Panthers, it just wasn't able to find what they needed. You know, there was a lot, or sorry, the Orisa from the Wildcats wasn't what they needed, and the Diva they had versus the Roadhog just didn't allow them to get enough space. You know, if you're in on Diva, you usually want to make sure that you use the defense matrix to eat that spam to get established, and that just didn't seem to be something that we saw from the attacking team there. And one of the things that just led to time and time again is we saw picks flying out. You know, we saw Ian drop a few times, and you know, other people were just continually under pressure. And when you're doing something like an Orisa Diva, you just have to be able to coordinate when you're putting down a barrier from Orisa and when you're using the defense matrix to enable your teammates or your squishies to get to that safe spot.
Yeah, and now it looks like they're gonna try to run goats here on the Bethel side on defense. I kind of wanted to see Bunker coming out of them, to be quite honest, because it feels like, I mean, it really does look like they're gonna just be running Bunker on the blue side here for the Panthers as well, and they're probably going to try to go for the same cheese, you know, playing off to this left side of spawn just like the Panthers did. And as these gates open, what do you kind of want to see out of both sides here, Del?
I mean, getting established with the Bastion is the biggest thing, and Waterboy dropping there first is not a good sign because nothing will protect the Bastion if he drops immediately. Looking to establish the tempo swap here, we are going to see this Goats composition take hold right at the spawn doors. Very, very good. You know, we also have Sketch here off on the corner, kind of being staggered there and off for a long time. And so now what's going to happen is the offense just doesn't have the space they need to get set up on the Orisa comp. So they're going to look to try to set up a spawn using shield and a mortality field. Not going to find too much here. Axiomatic blocking a lot of damage here, but Chet is on the meanwhile on the flank and build a lot of ult charge there. Axiomatic, however, is going to drop there, and Jet looks to be in a position of danger. A big hook coming out on the Duck there, but isn't going to drive the kill immediately, but we'll find it in time. But the most important thing is the cart is getting pushed here to that gold box of victory.
Yeah, and it looks like all these extra picks. Waterboy getting the Batiste ult so fast, and getting this Batiste ult right inside the Orisa shield means that they're probably going to just be able to tear through this, through all of the team. And it looks like only Reinhardt's going to be there in time to contest the point.
Yeah, Axiomatic looking to buy his team some space, going to drop the hammer down, going to get 3 on that, but not going to find the damage as Batfield and a hook from Ian, denying him really any value. And it looks like we are going to see the map 1 go to the Panthers.
Yeah, incredible play from the Panthers' point of view. You know, looks like they're so absolutely comfortable with this bunker composition and play their game going to this Bastion, most likely that 4K at the end of game 1 through the Batiste ultimate. This is just so much damage being able to get pumped into this Bastion with, you know, the Batiste ultimate, Orisa ultimate, stuff like that. They can just dominate different chokes of this map because of, you know, like you said, and this map is so influential for bunker comp.
Yeah, exactly. Bunker has always been a very prominent comp here on Triggertown, so seeing both teams run variations of it is no expectation. And honestly, the swap for the Gopus on defense was the right idea, and they did get that initial control. They just kind of stayed in that dead space, which allowed them to get picked off by the various heroes on that offense here. So as we head into this next map, what do you expect to see here on Hanamura? Or sorry, on Nepal?
Nepal. Well, Nepal is actually one of those crazy maps where there can be so many different things happening. Give me just 1 second here. I got to kind of set all of this up. But I feel like there is so much different open space, like you said. I feel as if, you know, bunker is not as prevalent on Nepal. But I think on certain maps like the I think it's Temple, I believe, with the open pit in the center, there's definitely ways that you can use bunker. But I kind of want to see, I believe Goats is more, you know, meta on this map, although, you know, obviously Goats isn't the greatest team comp for us to watch.
Yeah, and you know, Nepal is typically dominated by Goats-based compositions. You know, in the pro scene, we're seeing a lot of floats, a lot of Goats, and on the map of Village, you know, we are seeing a lot of quad DPS-based positions. So lots of stuff up in the air. For what we see, we are going to start off on Shrine, which is also known as the Elephant map, affectionately, of course. And I expect to see some Ryan-based Goats compositions here, because the brawl is just very strong once you get the controller point. But as this is the high school league and not professionally, I hope to see players playing to their strengths, and that could be a variety of different today.
Gotcha. I understand, but it looks like they're having definitely some very unique comps. I know that Megu Best Girl is definitely one to use this May often on Shrine here, but it looks like they're gonna probably pick you know, a pharmacy here. Duck definitely very comfortable on that Mercy, but I definitely like the pick of Sombra here on the side of the Panthers, able to kind of get different hacks on players like Ryan, like Zarya, to kind of get those extra early points. Looks like Lucio just gonna speed through onto the point, and they're just getting ready to set up and play this point early on.
Yeah, so we are going to see, you know, variations of the popular comps here, playing more to their strengths. I hope Waterboy on the Mercy here, looking to just enable his car wheels here with the ball spinning around town, trying to find that Super Slam. Got a lot of damage here on both sides of the team. The first kill, however, has not fallen, as we are looking for both teams to try to keep control of this first point. A lot of action here. Ian going to land a big hook, not going to find the kill though. Is going to get the kill on Oxymatic. Megu Best Girl going to pick up 90 healing on the flank, but the res will neutralize that, as well as Oxymatic is brought back into the fray by Duck. And lots and lots of trades out here. Ian getting another one, Axiomatic finding another one of his own, and it looks like the point will go to the favor of the Panthers. Axiomatic looking to stall it out last minute, not going to find all he wants, and Dragon's going to be the final one to drop on the Baby Diva here, with that first point control going to the Panthers.
Yeah, and a big thing to mention here is that with that early point take, there is basically 4 ultimates up on the side of the Panthers. You have both the support ultimates, you have the oh my god, Wrecking Ball ultimate, and you have an EMP, and that EMP is so crucial in order to shut comps like Goats down, because now you're taking out, you know, the wall from the Rhine, and getting big hacks on Dragon. But it looks like Megu Best Girl is getting picked out.
The Shatter is going to come out from Axiomatic, going to drop immediately due to the EMP from Briv and Carly's. They're going to get up another kill on Jet, and we are going to see the defense not only hold, but honestly dominate there on the retake. And you have to remember that the point is ticking up to 50%, so this is looking very, very good for the Panthers today.
Yeah, and definitely that 5-man EMP from Riven was so great. You know, after getting that pick on Megu Best Girl, they were able to kind of just take out the walls from Axiomatic. Even with the Shatter coming out from him, they were able to kind of play that fight very well on the Panther side. And both sides getting a pick here to start.
And the big hook from Ian there, going to grab Axiomatic on max range. Ian's been a dominant force on this Roadhog and leading his team to create just a lot of space. And one of those things that you're seeing that's a little bit different than normal is Ian and Waterboy are running Wrecking Ball and Nordhogg, and that's not traditionally a comp that you see very often, but as I believe Ian just happens to be very comfortable on the Hog, it's working out to big things for him and his team. You know, as we head into this last fight here, we are going to see a lot of ultimates on both sides, but I look to see the combo of Jet and Dragon with that Zarya D.Va hopefully giving their team some room here. With the beat drop coming out from Sketch, trying to give his team that space. Gonna see the first kill on Briven, the grab come out, but the D.Va bomb will not be the follow-up, and so the point touch does not look like it's going to happen here, and the first point of the round will go to Panthers.
Yeah, and a great zoning ultimate from Ian there. Even though they were able to pick off Briven first, you know, deny that EMP that they were holding, a great, you know, point control with that the use of the Roadhog and the Hammond there. And now it looks like we're going to, I believe this is Temple. I'm not too great on the names of maps.
Yeah, you know, we're heading into the map. I think it's called Sanctum, and Sanctum is one of those maps that's defined by its King of Sparta as choke. You know, we see a lot of boops here happen consistently in the scenes, especially on a goats to goats matchup. But here in this matchup today, I think we're just gonna see Ian continue to abuse the Roadhog. He's just been so strong on it, and looking forward here, I think this is where we're going to see him truly shine and maybe get a couple hook kills per fight.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like both teams are kind of just exchanging sides here. Megu Best Girl almost going all the way down, getting hacked by that Sombra. And, you know, obviously looks like Bethel is going to be running that Goats comp. They seem very comfortable with it, but they are getting pretty scattered here by the various players. Briven looks like they're going to solo cap this point as a Sombra, as Bethel tries to roll into their backline.
You know, we're going to see lots of trades going out here. You know, we're going to see Charles Weezer here on the hamster ball. Just create lots and lots of room for his team. You know, kind of using a pinball effect to just mob people around on the Goats comp. Duck there looking to stabilize his team with the rally. So far holding this team together, and Duck also going to get that pick on Carl Weezer. So now finally here, this Goats composition has room to breathe here on the point. Briven here looking to build the EMP charge to hopefully retake or maintain this point control, but it isn't going to fall. But we are going to see Ian take his first victim into the pit with a nice big hook there on Mega's Big Girl. Briven and Ian though making what stretches to retake here. Briven dropping the EMP, not going to find all the kills, but Carl Weezer is going to follow up with Sketch getting a kill on Jet. Gonna drop the Wrecking Ball ult as well, taking out Dragon there with a quick execution, and CG Gaming fighting for his life and is going to escape here on Lucio here, and that was just an incredible hold there from the Panthers.
Yeah, the Briven stayed alive on that point for so long enough to even build up his EMP and use it and take that point back for the Panthers there. Early on in that fight too, it was crazy. I saw I Need Healing get a 4-man stun grenade as McCree as well, which was, you know, quite incredible plays coming out of this Panther side. And Duck falling into the pit from the boop from Sketch early on.
The pit beckoning, getting its second victim, and the Wrecking Ball is just going to create a lot of space here. The third victim dropping here today. Sketch picking up another one, leading the kills here 2-1 on Ian. Well, Sketch showing up big here for the Lucio, proving that his wildest dreams of being in TPS aren't too far off. And we're heading into what is essentially map point here with 10 seconds remaining, and it's not looking too good here but the Jet Dragon combo is online, so hopefully we see that used to some effect as they scramble for the point touch.
Yeah, Bethel has 5 ultimates here, using their Earth Shatter here to start the fight. Briven is dealing so much damage to this backline though, being able to kind of just stay alive and get all of these hacks. A 2-man High Noon coming out, but they're able to finally take out I Need Healing and continue. Briven finally falling on this point here. It looks like Bethel's finally going to get the point cap.
Bethel, you know, finally getting the space that they want and they need to be in this game. You know, it is still a do or die. You know, we saw Briven stall that point to high effect earlier, but not going to find the stall, but is going to hold on to the EMP here. That's a very big ultimate here. You know, I Need Healing going to swap to the fair here, and this fight is very important because you have to remember they only have to win one to take this game, so all the pressure here is on the defense here, holding that space with the Ghost composition. The beat and the EMP gonna come out. Jet gonna fall. Sketch picking up his third boop of the round. Gonna look for more here with the ults popping on both sides. CG Gaming holding on to his very life, trying to get the beat drop here as he avoids the pit. Briven taking a fall of his own and not gonna find all they want. You know, the fight is very close here. Axiomatic trying to create space with Dragon on the rear. The boom's flying on both sides. Jet coming back on Hamster, trying to make some space for his team and holding on. But the kills are just not going either way. But CG Gaming looking to secure these kills with the beat to hold on to this point. Carl Weezer making the space. Axiomatic gets the hack and then is going to drop to Carl Weezer himself. Dragon losing mech and going to drop the Diva Bomb. But the Diva Bomb will pick up I Need Healing. He got 1 kill with the Barrage. In these final kills, going out Duck and Dragon versus the world, trying to hold on to the chances of the map and potentially a 2-0 lead. Not looking good here. Dragon is on the Baby Diva, gonna fall, and then Duck clinging on to the last holds of this map. Somehow surviving, but Briven and Ian are gonna put an end to that with a hook EMP, or the hook hack combo. Axiomatic dropping the Shatter, Briven dropping the EMP, Mega West Girl gonna drop in the backline, and it's not looking good here, as we are going to approach the final kills from Ian here, showing up big with the EK with the Hog.
And such a long and extended team fight. Panthers finally being able to take the point back, but it looks like they're going to be able to hold it for the rest of this. Bethel, unfortunately, going to lose map 2 as well. And crazy, I think the biggest plays for me there was I Need Healing swapping to this Pharah. You know, Pharah literally only died once to that Diva Bomb at the end, but like he was able to, you know, stay safe, stay alive up at the top. No one was really contesting this Pharah on the high ground, and he was getting shot after shot into the Bethel team here. Ian, like you said earlier, making some incredible plays with his ultimate during this entire series.
Yeah, Ian's definitely showing up, challenging our Moon there with the Roadhog, and that's one of the things that you love to see. You know, when players play their strengths, you see that big pop off. You know, and sure it's not the meta, but you have to remember when you're facing a level of play that isn't top level, it's really important just to focus on what you're good at. And Ian put a showcase on that today. You know, between him and Briven, I just don't know who did better. You know, Briven with that incredible stall, but Ian with those incredible kills. And really just using the strength of the Roadhog to the maximum there. And as we head into this third map, you know, we are facing a 2-0 situation, potentially a 3-0 in the quarterfinals here. So that's something that, you know, it's definitely in these players' minds. You know, we are heading to Hanamura, which is a very emotionally affected map, because essentially with maps like 2CP, you only have 2 fights. You know, the offense if they win the first fight, they're more than likely to win the second fight, and that's one of those things that the right emotional storm could brew disaster here for the Wildcat.
Yeah, but I will say that this is also another map selected by the Bethel Wildcats, and hopefully this is going to be something that they're very prepared for. Obviously, on this first initial point, you know, on defense, it's probably pretty strong to set up this bunker comp, like we said, and Powell has shown their strengths on this bunker comp very early on. But, you know, attacking, you know, we definitely have seen very different variations. You know, you have such wide open space here, and definitely something that you can do with Farrah Mercy, which is very comfortable for this Bethel school. But it looks like Megu is hovering that Symmetra.
Yeah, so I mean, one of the things that we've seen in various states of Overwatch is using the Symmetra to teleport around on attack and defense. You know, we've seen what is affectionately called the East Coast Special on second point defense here, where you use the Symmetra to teleport your Bastion and your bunker up high, and it just gives an extra element of verticality that's very challenging to deal with if you're on a competition such as Dive or even Goat. But we've also seen it used on attack to kind of mitigate some of the high ground that the defense is known for using on the first point. But as we head into this defense here, we have to remember that anything goes, and the most important thing here is just getting that control set up. We are going to see the attack out team, however, roll on a modified version of Goats with a Mei, looking to teleport straight to point here and just flip the defense completely on the advantage. So now the defense is on attack with the kills, however, maintaining here for the Wildcats. Axiomatic picking up too. But it isn't going to be enough as Briven and Ian just locking it down with some damage followed out by I Need Healing.
Yeah, and some pretty standard Symmetra cheese on this first point. They did a great job of sectioning off, like you said, putting the Mei wall behind them to go on the attacking side, but a great immortality field dropped by Waterboy for them to make that play and kind of stay alive. Apparently, we are going to a pause because someone can't just disconnected.
Pausing.
Is it slash pause?
It's control shift equals.
Sorry about that. It looks like one of the teammates disconnected from the Panthers side, and they're going to be going to a quick pause just because of this. And it looks like, yeah, it looks like Briven from the side of the Panthers has some technical issues and had his PC going down. But it looks like, let's talk about this game state for a little bit. It looks like, Bethel has swapped to goats, something that they seem very comfortable with. But we have the Panthers. They're probably going to continue this kind of bunker hold from their side. What do you think is going to be coming out on top here?
I think that ultimately it depends on what happens with this first fight here, because you have to remember that, unfortunate as it is with a pause, it still will have a tremendous effect on the ultimate economy here. And you have to remember that Briville was playing the Orisa, which is a big hero to lose, because when you think about it, this comp has really no safe spot to hide. Carl Weezer does not really have anywhere to run, and Waterboy, while he can jump to his best, there's no real escape, and that's honestly the strength of the Goats. Goats is one of those comps that is really good if you get in their face, and as there's nothing really to pressure them off, the offense here should be fairly successful. One of the things that is very key to determine 2CP is the snowball effect as well. So as we're heading into this fight, we're not going to see a major ult disparity. We are going to definitely see advantage to the defense, which might be good once they get that initial restabilization go out. But for now, the important thing to me is paying attention to how Axiomatic gets his team to where they need to be, which is either on point or on the back line of the defense here.
I agree, and like you said, the defense having the higher ult economy, because we had some quick swaps to the Ghost composition, so Megu and Jet are just starting to build up their ults. 1 second. Yeah, and it looks like as we get Briven back into this game, we're going to cut to a quick break for just a second, and we'll be right back as soon as we fix out their technical issues. right, and it looks like we have Briven all set back up with his technical issues, or pause is going to be stopping now. Unfortunately, with Briven kind of just at spawn, he's going to have to pick something like this Hammond to try to get onto spawn a little faster, but picking off Duck early on, and such low health bars on the BHS side means that Powell might have a great chance to hold this point still.
Yeah, we saw a huge anti-there grenade coming in from Duck, but it wasn't quite enough. The damage just didn't fall out. But it will be enough at the end with the combination of the Roadhog and the Nano Boost ultimate securing this defense in the most unlikely situation. I think a big part of that was the integrate on Duck from Carl Weezer, my mistake, and that ultimate combination at the end here. We are going to see the Hanzo ultimate from Sketch and I Need Healing have the Dragon Blade online here. So this defense is looking good, 2 minutes left and a lot of space needed for this GOATS-based offense.
Yeah, and that Dragon going to get cut through here through the main gate, but it looks like no one is going to be able to fall to that. A great hook onto Duck coming out of Ian, and it looks like Bethel's going to be transitioning up this right side on the attacking side. It looks like they're trying to go all the way up and around to take that high ground advantage.
But another big hook there from Ian, on Duck there, on the Brigitte. She isn't going to fall though, as the character seems to be going huge. I Need Healing dropping the blade, but it's going to be countered out by the beat from CG Gaming. Both teams struggling to hold on here, and it looks like the GOATS finally has all the room they need. Duck popping the rally just to get the final points that we need, but the Briven's Hamster ultimate will not find all the damage, but will demech Drogon here. But the GOATS team here on offense, I believe the Wildcats are going to take this. And hold on, Sketch looking for any room he could last find with the Hanzo, but not going to find any kills. And the clock is now added with a 4-minute differential here, so they're going to have 5 minutes here for the offense to take second point here on Hanamura.
Yeah, and it was the use of basically 2 support ultimates there, Duck and CG Gaming's, to kind of be able to weather the storm of that Dragon Blade, like you said, and kind of hold on to that point. Getting all that extra armor from the rally is so important for them to just take reduced damage. And it looks like Bethel's just going to start playing this high ground again. They really like pushing their advantage on this high ground.
They're denying the enemy team any defensive hold there. They're going to pop the Hanzo ultimate from Sketch, but Axiomatic is going to answer with a Shatter. Going to find a lot of damage here. Ian on defense at a Roadhog, which is a little bit more uncomfortable. And the GOATS is just using the full snowball of the composition to get a lot of room here. And it looks like they will secure this cap, but I Need Healing doing his best. But it's going to immediately get shut down in a comical fashion by Axiomatic there on Reinhardt. 4 minutes here on the clock, but we are going to see only one person from the attacking team, which is a fatal misplay there, as they would have captured the point. Axiomatic gonna find some more kills with the stall. Dragon gonna pop the bomb just to secure that final moment, and we are going to see the second point captured in a relatively big fashion. I think about 3.5 minutes there on the clock.
Yeah, and again, like you said, with such great snowball play from Bethel here, Axiomatic doing some big work, swinging his hammer on the second point. Definitely a very fast cap on the second point, and we want to see some different plays coming out of from Powell. I feel like they have such great offensive synergy with their tank line that they're able to get and hold this first point for so long. So I definitely want to see what they pull out on this first point.
Yeah, exactly, and that's one of the things that we're seeing, change a little bit with the 2CP. Is just how much a matter of tempo or control just really affects, and that's one of the things that's why you see a lot of GOATs in the higher level scenes. But one of the big things I think we need to see here from Bethel here is the establishing of how they want to do defense. We saw some success on Checkertown, and we saw some success on Nepal, but ultimately they haven't been able to just get that big victory on defense. Here's where they can start to show up here. They are going to roll out on the same composition of the GOATs here, and so hopefully what we see is they fully abuse the aggressive potential here of the GOATs composition, finally and thoroughly hold on Hanamura point A.
I definitely would agree. Looks like the Powell team is going to pull out a doubles. No, they swap to the Shimada brothers again, like they did on this defense early on. But I definitely want to see Bethel play around Axiomatic more. He's definitely one of the bigger playmakers from the Bethel side, and looks like Duck's just gonna kind of hold on behind this door, waiting for a shield bash play. But Carl Weezer giving them so much space with these tethers and just like smacking and knocking up this Bethel team, giving half of the team from Bethel, from Howell, the ability to push up onto this left side, and they're already kind of spreading out and getting ready to attack this point and forcing Bethel back onto the point as well.
Exactly, and in that first kill on a sketch from Axiomatic, and then some follow-up damage from Jet there, Duck securing the kill as well. And it's just looking very, very good. And this is where the snowball of goats is just very, very strong. Once you start to build that ultimate advantage, as long as you have good discipline, it's going to be rough. But the disadvantage of not having Axiom, as he did fall there and has to get back to his point, is going to enable the offense here to have all the space they want. And without that Reinhardt or the shield or just the threat of his hammer, there's just not a lot of things that the defense can do except for back up and wait for the return. Duck is going to look for a mean flank here on the sketch, isn't going to find the damage, but is going to get pressured out, but will escape with life. And Sketch is going to get that first kill on the Mega Destro. Axiomatic making his return in glorious fashion with a pin, and no damage will be found to kills, but the ultimate's being popped from Sketch will get that kill. I Need Healing gets a kill, and Sketch picking up a big 3k there to close at the point, and this offense is getting the room they want, and they have a lot more time to do it than their predecessor.
Yeah, that amazing Dragon Strike, like you said, the triple kill coming out of Sketch there. And I definitely think that I Need Healing here on Pharah has been such a big pick coming against these Goats compositions of Bethel, because they just disable this the pressure that Brig is able to place, and also just tears down the shield of this Rhine. But it looks like Axiomatic swapping to the Winston now to kind of be able to control these chokes a little better, especially this top left choke that they're going to be playing on. Carl Weezer, again, just being a nuisance on this Wrecking Ball. And they're just going to continue fighting for this high ground here.
Exactly. I Need Healing opening up with a big 2k here on the barrage. Carl Weezer going to drop the to trade him out. The offense here looking to get what they can. And it will look like we're going to see the offense not really find the room they want. The defense holding on strong here. Axiomatic getting a kill on Any Healing, looking to close out these final kills as Riven is the last one to drop in the form of Baby Diva.
Yeah, and it looks like they're going to try to stagger this Hanzo as much as they possibly can. Just took out Sketch just now. And it looks like Powell's definitely going to need to take the time to group up and not trickle, but it looks like Waterboy and Ian are a little further out than they need to be currently. I want to see Bethel pick something and swap to something that's able to deal with this Pharah more. This Pharah basically was able to get an uncontested barrage out. They had to basically take out the entire rest of the team before they could focus onto this Pharah early on. And Pharah is just going to be a big nuisance for them.
Exactly, Hanzo ultimate popped as well as Baptiste, Nano Boost as well, Mega thrown in the trance, and all these ultimates are going to add up to a lot, but no kills except for the form of Duck eating her face of a hamster mind. Axiomatic looking to pressure out I Need Healing, Dragon dropping the Diva Bomb. The kills are definitely going out, but will they be enough to get this point? Because the respawn advantage of the defense here is going to enable Axiomatic and Duck to just make the stall with their ultimates here. And we are going to see all 6 members of the defense be back on the playing field, with Shred dropping the Graviton, getting Riven and Waterboy, which are the kills will be found. And I Need Healing sneakily hiding here on the top of the point, maybe looking for some sneaky damage, maybe looking for a sneaky barrage play, but he will not get spotted out here, which is a rather large position here if he doesn't get spotted.
Yeah, I definitely would agree. And with 4 ultimates coming up here for the Panthers, it looks like they might even go for a Nano Boost Pharah barrage play, just because again he was so uncontested on his previous barrage, and they're not going to see him up here. He's really just gonna relax here with his golden gun, just kind of crouch. I'm surprised if Axio just turns around, he could actually just see him. Oh, and it looks like they're going for that barrage play, getting the 2 kill.
Axiomatic not finding all the vision, something should have been a Winston main, but the kills will be found out here largely in part by this massive flank by I Need Healing, definitely a highlight there. Jet and CG Gaming looking to create some stagger here. Duck dropping the field, but will not prevent a team from dying, and drops himself. Megu is just trying to establish any amount of order damage, but the offense is such a big advantage, and also the damage is just flying both ways, taking care of these defenders one by one. But the kills are not happening quite as fast as we like, as we see the defenders make a 3-man advantage, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough, as Jet is just not finding the kills. But again, the kills from the offense are just not enough, but ults flying out both ways. Axiomatic looking for a pin, gonna connect on Briven, trying to find damage and build that shatter. And an all-out brawl here on the second point of Hanamura.
Yeah, and it looks like they're just on the Bethel side swapping to as many heroes that can just run out as fast as possible, and they're able to kind of hold as much as they can. They're really stalling the time out. They've basically taken a whole minute, and they might even continue to hold this point. Briven, the only one alive for the Panthers on the point. Sketch obviously on this far right side, but finally CG Gaming is going to go out and contest. Briven getting the nano boost. They're finally going to be able to potentially force this point, but Diva Bomb going out, zoning out the rest of the team as they try to come back again from this point cap. A minute and 30 seconds left.
And the Clown Fiesta continues as we see ultimates flying about. We said Carl Weezer drop about 3 or 4 hamster mines at this point, but I think that one is actually from Jet. And the ultimate's flying from both sides. You know, it seems like it's a never-ending story of who presses the Q button. But an absolutely massive anti there, gonna maybe finish off those kills, but no, it's not enough. The damage just isn't quite there, and Briven and Carl Weezer are alternating their time on the point. Carl Weezer looking to get a kill on Megu, and does secure with the mines. And I Need Healing there, looking to build another barrage, and that barrage might be their win condition here, getting into this last fight. The shatter dropping from Axiomatic, but I Need Healing gonna enable his team just to find those kills with a very smart placement on the left side of the hamster mines, also picking up some kills as well.
Yeah, and like you said early on this defense for Bethel, we wanted to see them pull out something crazy for defense, and they did. They held this last point for 2 full minutes, stalling, forcing them under a minute so they can get that extra time. Now Bethel has over 4 full minutes, and it's on the Powell team to cap this first point within a minute now. Definitely some big pressure coming from the Bethel side on this defense.
Yeah, definitely. That's one of those things that the defense is just a clown fiesta on the second point. And, you know, I think this speaks more to the level of play. It shows you how efficient you need to be. And in a composition like GOATs or in really any Overwatch meta lately, you just need to have that really efficient teamwork. And what sets apart a team like Breville or Powell is just a little bit of mechanical skill, but a whole heck of a lot of teamwork and enabling each other to get those kills quickly and fast. As we head into this first attack here, we have to notice the clock is advantage here from the defense. You know, they have a 3-minute differential, which is a rather large time, and as we head into this attack, what do you expect to see?
Yeah, with this attack, I definitely, again, it's on the hands of I Need Healing. You know, he was able to do so many big plays, even that sneak play, but early, like, on these long fights, he isn't really contested by anyone, you know. Duck can't hit him in the air. Really, it's just Megu Best Girl, and then maybe Axiomatic jumping up to kind of cap him in the air with his little laser gun. But I Need Healing already getting a pick on the CG Gaming, which is very, very important.
Yeah, definitely. This float space defense here, looking to establish, but is gonna buy some time here. You know, we have burnt off 30 seconds, and that's very important here because you have to remember it's do or die here for this defense. Then they need to get any momentum they can. Axiomatic looking to control the high ground here, try to deny this flank, but isn't gonna find the kill. And the offense led by Breville and Reinhardt is gonna trickle in. Briven, however, gonna drive or should drop to Megu Best Girl, and the defense looking very, very strong with Duck popping the rally and the Valkyrie from Waterboy trying to get the res, which is going to connect, and the room from the attackers is finally there. Briven pinning in to a point, trying to get the kill on Duck. Is going to, however, knock Dragon off the map, and Axiomatic popping the Primal Rage, trying to get anything he can. Axiomatic answering with a shatter of his own. Carl Weezer finding the kill on Duck, and it finally looks like Axiomatic going to put that Primal Rage to use, getting that one kill. I Need Healing dropping the barrage, trying to get these final kills, and it looks like the offense will clutch it in overtime. Potentially, with I Need Healing get a very clean direct there on CG Gaming.
Yeah, and the big thing there, honestly, for me, was Iny healing, forcing people back. He was able to kind of flank and play this mega health pack all the way to the back left behind the point and force players back to try to contest him. And because of that, it opened up so much space for the rest of his team to be able to capture this first point. Now they're just trying to steamroll and see as much percentage they can cap onto the second point. But it looks like Bethel is ready for them.
Definitely approaching this defense, you know, it is do or die, 10 seconds left. Going for the touch. The Flow's defense here, gonna look for the Graviton to deny the team the touch. Isn't gonna find kills. Dragon's gonna drop a late bomb there. Is going to pick up two, get the support line there of the attackers. Riven, however, going to have the nano boost even without the healers, trying to swing to build that Earth Shatter, trying to get anything they can. Dropping the Shatter there on Dragon and Duck, and the pin too followed up. Gonna look to DMAC Dragon. Not gonna find a DMAC, however, but the beat drop will come out from CG Gaming here, stabilizing. And Riven falls, and Carl Weezer and Sketch looking to find any room they can, but it doesn't look like they will. And the defense will be successful here on point 2 of Hanamura.
Yeah, and that bomb from Dragon was so big, knocking out the two main supports for the Powell side, meaning that Lucio had to basically solo heal for the entirety of that second point. And heck, he was able to build up a sound barrier, but it was just not enough. Now, Bethel has 4 full minutes to take all of point A and then 1 tick of point B for them to secure this victory.
Definitely, and that's very important to remember, because you know we saw, honestly, and I'm not going to say alright cockiness, but we definitely saw some role swaps that were different than what we saw when from the successful plays here. You know, we saw Sketch picking up the Hanzo to great effect, but you know, when you see them in a current situation and they're swapping supports to DPS and DPS to supports, it makes you wonder what's going on within the team's mind. And the most important part here to remember is that the defense here initially was very strong. They did hold them for about 3.5 minutes, but it just ended up being a very quick capture there with that 4-minute bonus on the second point. So this really is still anyone's game to me, and the comp that we're seeing on defense here is something that I rather like. We're seeing a Reinhardt, you know, as a solo tank, and we're going to see the triple support with a Reaper and Junkrat, and that's something that is just different enough that it might work against Goat's competition.
Yeah, I definitely think they're going to be prepared for this Hanzo and Pharah again to come out. But, you know, as you said, with this Reaper Junkrat, it's able for them to take out so much. I need healing already dropping to 1 health, basically. Finally being able to get the healing from the rest of the team. But Bethel, you know, going for that same rotation as they did before onto this high ground. And knowing that, you know, with Reaper and Junkrat, they're not going to be able to do too much to contest this high ground like before. You know, we don't have Riven players, you know, pulling, you know, hooking people off the top, but Duck getting picked off instantly.
We are going to see Ian get that first kill, and he's going to go for a second on CG. Riven getting the big pin on Dragon, the field coming out from the Baptiste, not enough to protect the mech, and the defense here looking to start off very strong with no one on their side dropped. Only healing dropping 2, a little bit of low health, but no deaths on the side of the defense. And you have to remember that we're going to need another pause at the moment. And you have to remember that the biggest thing is that the ult advantage on both sides is very, very different. You know, we have a lot of ultimates here on the side of the defense.
Yeah, I definitely would agree with that. You know, Baptiste ultimate, they're going to be able to hold for so long, and even that Zenyatta ultimate to get a little bit more time. But I definitely think that they still have a good chance on this attacking side. You know, we do have almost the Shatter for Axiomatic, almost the Transform Mega Best Girl as well. I feel like they definitely should just go for an eco round coming up. You know, just save all of their ultimates, hold them as much as possible, try to force as many ultimates out of the Powell side. But for now, you know, we do have some technical issues because of CG Gaming disconnecting. So we're going to cut to a quick break in order to resolve those as quickly as possible. We'll be right back, guys. Thank you guys and welcome back. Sorry again for the technical issues. We had CG Gaming there losing a little bit of control on his PC, but we are back in full action again. And it looks like Bethel is going to be swapping now to a Pharah Mercy comp to deal with the lack of range and the ability to deal with this Pharah.
Exactly, lack of range to deal with Pharah. Chat swapping onto it with Duck on the Mercy there, trying to create some space. Gonna find a lot of damage, but again, the ult advantage is gonna be shown as Driven drops the hammer there, and a lot of kills are gonna be found from that. Duck swapping to Mercy instead of the Brigitte enables the Shatter to be a lot more free, so he doesn't have to worry about the threat of the Brigitte stun. Jet getting mid-air piped there out of the air there by 90 healing, which is very nice to see. He's been very consistent on these projectile heroes. And you have to think about how these ults are going to come to fruition here on both sides.
Yeah, and they weren't even able to push many ultimates out of the side of Powell. Again, like I said before the break here, I want to see Bethel just try to force as many ults out. Now I Need Healing finally popping his tire to try to just contest and make some space. Getting the tire onto Duck, which is very important, which is their primary hero. And Jet getting popped out of the air by Carl Weezer means that Bethel is definitely going to have to back up and wait for this main Pharah Mercy line. But it was really great for them because they were able to pull out so many ultimates. Although Powell did lose the tire, Carl Weezer also picked up his nano, which is very important. So again, Bethel needs to just save as many ultimates as possible so they can just have one big team fight to blow them out of the water.
One big team fight indeed as we approach. Maggie Bestrel is going to have to look to use the Transcendence. The Mercy, Lucio, Zenyatta healing isn't always the strongest. Jet looking to create a lot of space here with the big flank. However, the Nano Reaper is going to come out from Ian. Going to find the kill on Axiomatic even through the Transcendence. And again, I Need Healing landing a nice pipe there onto Jet, taking him out. Dragon losing the mech. They're on with the baby uniform and a minute left. It's really not looking too hot for the attacking team here.
Yeah, but now if Dragon just gets back his mech, they do have basically 5 ultimates. They only use the Transcendence there, so it means that they have the ultimate advantage coming into this. They really just need to survive through the Shatter, and a great pickoff from Sketch to knock Jet out of the air. But all of the supports going down. Great play again from the Powell side. It means that they really just need to blow all of their ultimates in this last fight, because otherwise it's not looking too great for them.
Definitely one of the things to consider. We're going to see the touch potentially come from Jet on the Wrecking Ball, but it is going to leave the team with a serious lack of damage. The tire is going to be popped from I Need Healing, looking for those kills. Isn't going to find all that they want. But it's going to get a nice flank there on Becky Bestrel. Axiomatic dropping the Shatter, Baptiste ultimate side. Trying to send this from Sketch. Jet going to pick up a kill on Waterboy. And the offense does have a little bit of room and a chance here to take this point. But Sketch is just showing up big on the Zenyatta here. Going to get that kill on Axiomatic. CG trading out, I Need Healing. Dragon falling up on Briven. But the res from Duck going to give Axiomatic right back in the field. With Ian, however, nullifying that with a big 2k reacher ultimate. Now with the Nano Boost on him, trying to get those final kills. Gonna find one on Axiomatic, looking for more on Maggie Bestrel. But Jet dropping the hamster ult and getting the kills is just trying to keep his team in this point, spinning to win with a 2k boop there. At the end, Lucio isn't, however, gonna follow. Waterboy ball climb his way right back up. Trying to get the space, Dragon Remix, Duck reinforcing with CG Gaming in the lead. Jet gonna get a kill on Waterboy, escaping the boot but not the mines. Dragon losing the mech to Ian. Ian trying to hold on to his team, building another almost all the Death Blossom, but it looks like the Powell Panthers will take the victory here on Hanamura.
Yeah, and with that, Powell takes the series 3-0 against the Bethel Wildcats. Incredible play from them, like you said, even though Bethel had such a great defense on point 2 on that on the first attack from Powell, was able to hold them for 4 full minutes on point 1 here, which was incredible from the Powell side. Congratulations to Powell for making it to the semifinals.
Exactly, that was a big win there for Powell. Definitely enabling them to do everything they wanted there, and of course, a 3-0 looks very nice in the bracket heading into the semifinals. But it's been truly a wonderful cast today, and you'll be seeing more of me later today as well. But I think that'll be it for our match today. You know, my standout player definitely has to be Ian. They're locking it down several times. I Need Healing had a very good performance as well, but Ian just happened to be a rock of consistent performance throughout the series.
Yeah. So for now, we're going to cut to a quick break as we go set up our semifinal match. We are going to have the Notre Dame Green Knights versus the Canor Tech Panthers coming up soon. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. We are now playing the semifinals for EGFH Eastern Region Playoffs. We have the Kaynor Tech Panthers playing against the Notre Dame Green Knights, Notre Dame on the blue side here. And for their map pick ban, they ended up choosing Gibraltar for their first map, Busan for map number 2. Then they're going to go to the Temple of Anubis, King's Row afterwards, and then potentially as a map 5 have Horizon Lunar Colony.
Yeah, definitely one of my personal favorite teams here. Fan favorite of mine because I've cast them so much. The Panthers are a scary team, but we also have the Green Knights, which are also a classic. The roster's changed a little bit since I saw them, but standouts like Lib Memory and Monk, who've been holding it down for a long time. It's always good to see. Standout players on other teams here in the way of the Panthers are Eclipse for sure. Is definitely. We've seen Mr. McDouble show up as well, and honestly, Andrew, most of the players here are definitely big players. So this is definitely one of the more brutal matches we have expected. We are going to see a bunker defense here, led by Spaghetti on Arisa. So this is something that is a little atypical, but I think could be put to great use.
Yeah, and for a big note for you, GGCD there is the old Haru, so he's recently swapped his name there. So he's definitely one of the players to look out for. Both of these teams are great teams, They've all contested for this first place in the Eastern region before. And now, this is a classic matchup between the two, Kaynor Tech is 3rd seed versus the 2nd seed of the Notre Dame Green Knights, and they're just ready for this fight.
Definitely, and we are going to see the offense get a lot of control here. Going to negate the bunker cup so far, even to get the first kill on Spaghetti. Nova looking for more with the jump, not going to find all that he wanted. But Haru GCCD is going to pick up another kill on Nova on this defense. Fighting to hold on. Going to drop the Han's ultimate to stall at the point. Going to get a kill on Jeff Woods. And the stall is going to hold out so far, but a big anti from Mr. McDouble going to get a kill on SpongeBob. And the offense will initially take the first point here, snowballing a little bit with their modified version of Goats. Spaghetti looking to get any control he can. The res is going to come out, but it does not look like the defense quite have the stabilization they need here. But as Nova here leaps in with Andrew following up quickly with some more kills.
Yeah, and a big thing to note early on was that the hack from Eclipse to take out Spaghetti very early on, and now that's definitely one of the bigger picks for them because that's their main shield tank, and it enables them to do so much push and gives them so much more free space because Spaghetti is kind of the person who gives them, the ability to contest space in general. Now we have SpongeBob swapping off to a Reaper to prepare for this composition coming out from the Notre Dame. And we get a 5-man hack to start off the map, this fight.
5-man hack with the Bongo quickly to follow up. The defense will establish this control on second point, and this is where we'll see this comp really benefit. The high ground is just too strong here in the form of the ship. And with the changes to Reaper being able to teleport midair, he just has a lot of unexpected mobility that I think people won't necessarily expect. However, we are going to see almost 6 ultimates come online here for the offense. The KT Panther is going to get the initial pick there on the memory, and looking to initiate potentially with an EMP from Eclipse. Going to find that on the cart with a Diva Bomb follow-up. Nova going to get Nano Boost as well, so 3 ults used, 3 kills found, looking pretty good. Monk, however, going to stall it out with the Transcendence. Going to get the kill on Jeff Woods from SpongeBob, and the defense, while staggered, does not look like they have the chance they want to hold this defense. The memory swapping from Sombra to Brigitte, going to try to check in there with the ultimate from GCCD. Not going to find the kills. The offense will take the second point, potentially popping the Primal Rage here as the defensive team looks to reset and get back on the composition that they started the game with.
Yeah, and Kaynor Tech going into that last fight with 6 ultimates was just so strong, and they're still able to get the stragglers here that had the earlier spawn up on this third point, and Kaynor are looking like they're so prepared for this matchup.
Yeah, definitely looking very prepared. Using this modified dive, floats, hybrid, whatever you want to call it, triple support with that twist, it's working really, really well. The Orisa from Spaghetti just not seeming to find all the value that they want, but they are going to get that first kill on Nova, and potentially we'll see SpongeBob in the backline trying to find some more picks. Isolated Mr. McDouble, going to follow up with a kill, and the Roadhog from GCCD now in play. With this type of composition here, this is where we see the strengths, because they have so much damage that if that Monkey of Nova gets anywhere near those shotguns, it's just going to be a not so fun experience for himself.
Yeah, but it looks like as they go into this next fight, Kaynor is basically almost at 5 ultimates again. They have such good management of their ultimate economy. Andrew throwing out the Diva Bomb to kind of just give them space, and Eclipse popping that EMP, packing 5 members of the team means that they're just able to run in and take out 3 members to start the fight.
A very well-placed bomb from Andrew with some nice follow-up there on the space creation. With the defense here, now they don't have the space, so the Orisa just doesn't really add much benefit, but they are going to try to regroup here and try to hold on to these ults. They are going to pop the rally and then maybe potentially look for the Hanzo ultimate from the memory. Now that Jeff Woods has used his Transcendence, we will see the Hanzo ultimate come out, create a lot of space here. Nova in the backline by himself, trying to get the kill and live. GCCD gonna find the kill on Clips, however, and the defense will look to remain successful here as they end the advantage from the attacking team.
Yeah, and with 4 ultimates out of the 5 that they had popped, Kaynor Tech looks like they're going to try to go in for a round just to hold. Andrew popping another Diva Bomb. He was able to build that up again from that last team fight, which is incredible, honestly, from him. But it looks like he's just doing that to swap. Now they're going to go to a modified Goats with Eclipse on that Sombra, because he's definitely very comfortable on getting those hacks out early on.
Exactly, and with these 3-3 compositions, it's going to be strong. Spaghetti, a very smart placement of the Bongo, out of sight, out of mind, boosting the entire team. GCCD going to follow up with some kills, and SpongeBob helping out. 3 LTs, 3 kills round again, and some great value. However, we are going to see a lot of EMP charge built up from Eclipse, finally building up that ult, and you have to wonder how they want to use it, maybe in combination with the Nano Boost to secure this 3rd point take here on offense.
Oh, and a great pick. The Sonic Arrow to find Eclipse and take him out early on means that they're going to have to just back up and wait for him again, because they're definitely looking to play around that EMP, like you said. But, only 2 ultimates here out of the Notre Dame side means that they really only have this Dragon to make some space for them, and then have that Mercy ultimate to kind of help them sustain. Now they're going to pop that Dragon to start this fight.
Not going to find all the kills they want. The EMP isn't going to be found. Not found. A double support ult coming out though in the front of the Transcendence and the feed. So that's not the best play that you want to see. However, they are going to put it to some use as they get the Graviton, and Nova finding big kills aren't going to find a kill of his own. But SpongeBob answering the backline with this Reaper pick, putting up big numbers of himself, getting 3 there by himself, almost getting 4, but Live Memory took that kill right out of his hands. And as we're seeing this composition of a mix and match Goats, it's just not seeing all the results that they probably wanted with all those ults invested here. And as we head into this last minute, this is where the defense has such a strong advantage. They have so many of these siege ultimates. They have Hanzo, which creates that huge dragon. You have Hoggle, which just creates a lot of space, and then Reaper ult to follow it up. So the defense here is just finally established themselves on this 3rd point and looking to initiate this fight with the Hanzo.
Yeah, and GGCD looking to take 2 early picks, and now forcing the rest of the members off this point means that they have such a strong hold here on this 3rd point. They seem so comfortable now, finally get into the swing of things, and Lib Memory and SpongeBob doing some big plays in these last couple fights. Like you said, SpongeBob getting those 3 picks, and Lib Memory, able to even pick Eclipse off a couple times. Now they're switching to a Goats with Eclipse now on Roadhog. Eclipse now dropping down to under half. It looks like they're going to get into a fight again here.
And what was an unintentional but surely amazing bait, the hooks didn't find the kills. We are going to see more kills fly in the front of Nova. SpongeBob dropping the backline with the assist from the Bongo. Gonna find 2. Good Memory pick up on his own, but Nova's answering the Shatter on Monk in the backline, trying to get this team any further part push. Not gonna find the room. Eclipse dying there with ult. And the Valkyrie from Risky and the Hog ultimate from GCCD looking to secure this defense here on 3rd point, watch point, triple ultimate.
Yeah, and great ultimate from GGCD there at the end, like you said, to push players off. A good round from the Notre Dame Green Knights to hold there on the third point. They were able to hold for so long, even though the Tech Panthers were able to, kind of push these first 2 points on very, very fast. Giving there was so much space given to SpongeBob on that Reaper, so much space given to Lib Memory for getting those picks onto Sombra in 1 or 2 key fights there, means that they were able to hold this point for, I think it was almost 4 minutes.
Yeah, 4 minutes indeed, and they didn't really have much success in the first and second, but they definitely had more success later. So that's one of those things that you just have to wonder what's going on in the back in the memory here. Maybe their plan was to just play the bunker until they could establish with ults, or maybe they had just a little bit of a rough start that it didn't end up quite where they wanted it to be. So all in all, good things there from the defense finally coming to fruition on their point. But as we see into offense, what do you think we're going to see here, huh?
I want to see, GGCD is definitely very comfortable on snipers and supports. He's generally a main support. So it's crazy to see him on such different picks. Now he looks like he's going to be hovering a May. But for the Tech side, obviously I want them to hold these first 2 points a little longer than Notre Dame was able to. That'll give them the most advantage going into that third point, because they just don't want them to push as far as they were able to. SpongeBob picking a McCree here onto this point.
McCree pick is definitely atypical in this GOATS meta, but maybe it will be what they want. And as we see this defense here, we see again modified floats of the sort with Sombra in the form of Eclipse. But on the attack here, this triple DPS, this kind of chaos style trying to do hunters, is really just been working well to them. Eclipse is going to drop initially there with some big stuns that are coming out from Monk, putting into big work with follow-up from Nova there, or sorry, from the memory on Nova there, and looking to make quick work of this first point. Both teams here not really having the defense that they wanted, but there is still a little bit of a chance for a touch, but it does not look like the defense will be fighting for it. However, they will get two big picks as the offensive team overextended just a little too far. Gonna deny them that first point easily pushed, and the defense will stabilize out here largely due to the misplays. SpongeBob looking for some big kills here with the high noon. The Dragon is well going to follow. SpongeBob almost solo pushing the cart there. Lib Memory in the 1v2 situation, backed up by BGCCD, trying to hold on to this fight. Spaghetti 52 going to show up as well with the respawn advantage on the defenders. Eclipse showing up big, and the stuns from Mr. McDouble going to enable this defense to treacherously hold on to us this first point. And that was a minute and a half burned off the clock, and a whole lot of ultimates here from the attack. So the defense is looking very, very strong.
Yeah, basically holding the payload 2 meters off of the edge there, which is incredible. I definitely want to say, it looks like Notre Dame is now a lot more prepared for Eclipse on this Sombra pick. They were able to kind of pick him off the first 2 fights there, and they were able to find GGCD and force the translocate out of him. Now both Sombras have their EMP, so it's going to be a very big thing to try to find the Sombras on both sides to deny this EMP. A 2-man EMP from GGCD to start off the fight.
2-man EMP following up, and Spaghetti gonna get the first kill with Jeff Woods. Rally gonna be popped from Mr. McDouble here, trying to pressure off the healing from Risty. High noon in the back line here, looking for the kills. Isn't gonna connect though, and the offense is just so scattered here. We're seeing not a lot of room. But Monk popping the rally, and the res will come up for GCCD. Rifty enabling the team. SpongeBob here on the back line in the high ground, creating a lot of space with Jeff Woods forcing the Transcendence, trying to hold this defense on. We are going to see the Diva Bomb from Andrew get thrown into the mix, going to take out Spaghetti, and Nova getting hacked there by GCCD. Not going to find the kill, however, but they pushing forward without the main tank, looking to use the high threat of their damage, trying to create a lot of space. Jeff Woods not going to drop to the EMP, but SpongeBob will pick up Arc Knight with the high noon, so 2 ults, 1 kill, and the follow-up is coming through. The damage is just so strong from this triple DPS comp that it's trying to create everything that they need. Lib Memory trying to finish this point off with the barrage, but his team will stabilize out here and finally give away this first point with 3 minutes left on the clock.
Yeah, and the big thing there is that although GGCD and Eclipse both popped their EMPs at the relative same time the fight before. GGCD was able to get his EMP faster, and because of it, get a 4-man hack and enable this fight. And it looks like they're just going to push forward here on the Notre Dame Green Knights with their entire DPS line, only having one person, Monk, on this payload. They just put pressure on this Kaner Tech side and have them, have to group here on this back left and even pop a rally just to be able to push forward. Now Notre Dame already pushing their team to halfway, but it looks like Eclipse finally had to get hacked out of his EMP, and Notre Dame was doing so well on this fight so far.
Yeah, when we saw Monk stun that EMP and then pop a big rally, but just create so much space, the sheer madman of the DPS comps is just so overwhelming that I think the tempo that we're seeing on attack is just such a big advantage. One of the things that's setting apart the teams, besides just tempo control, is just the discipline too. If one person on the attacking team ults, all of them ult, and they've just been throwing ults at such a high pace and generating them so quickly that they just overwhelm the defense on these points.
Yeah, and like you said, getting that shield bash onto Eclipse to stop the EMP was so big to enable them to push this advantage and momentum here as they go into point 3. Now they have 3 full minutes to be able to push this payload a little further than what Kaner Tech was able to push. But, we saw earlier that defense on point 3 is definitely very advantageous to defense side, in my opinion, because of this big corner that you have to turn around, and the different ways that they're able to play. Kaner Tech getting the 3 picks, forcing Notre Dame to not push as far as they're used to. As we know that Notre Dame is very good at pushing their advantages. Keeping only 1 or 2 players on the payload, pushing the members forward. And it looks like they're going to go into this fight with Kaner Tech almost having 6 full ultimates.
Exactly, 6 full ultimates, and that's the thing is with Andrew looking to place these D.Va bombs, gonna get a kill on Rifty and enable his team, because again, with his 3 DPS, if they don't get the initial pick, they don't really see success. So using just 1 ultimate there was very, very nice, and it allows this team to just sit on this pool of ultimates, and discipline here of that ultimate usage will just enable them to get the pick first fight without too much trouble. So that's what we need to see here from the defense. However, on the offense, we are going to see an EMP come out from GCCD, trying to create the space that his team wants. However, Mr. McDouble pressuring him out, and the Eclipse is going to pop the EMP instead. Gonna find a big kill on the memory, but not much else as we see it. Looks like a transition of compositions here from the attacking team. Gonna look to swap Lib Memory here, and potentially some other heroes of the cast.
Yeah, it looks like they're going 2-2-2 now on the side of Notre Dame, and now both support ultimates coming online for Notre Dame as well. I think Kaner has done a great job of picking off this Mercy early on, because he's definitely the primary healer of this composition, and I definitely think getting the pick onto Mercy is very important.
Exactly, and SpongeBob gonna combo with the EMP from GCCD, gonna get 1 kill, and then we're gonna follow up some more. Monk gonna follow up, and the kills are finally coming the way of the offense, and they don't have quite a long way to push for that Golden Fox victory. Nova trying to hold on is gonna fall, and now the defense is in a do-or-die situation with 50 seconds on the clock, and the first map advantage will come down to this final fight.
Yeah, and that final fight, GCCD able to take out Andrew, but Eclipse answering back with a 5-man EMP, 4-man EMP, my apologies, and they're just continuing this fight and trying to stall out this point as long as they possibly can.
Stall it out, they will try. Monk, however, going to use one of the best overtime ultimates in the form of the rally. Jeff Wood's going to get picked up into a Graviton by Lib Memory on Zarya, and finally they will see that point capture and take the map advantage in the form of Green Knights taking of Gibraltar.
Yeah, and that Graviton to close the match was very, very important, able to kind of force the team that was close to the payload to the end there. But Notre Dame, like you said, taking this first map, I definitely think GGCD was one of my outstanding players of this map, because he was able to get, these EMPs just a little bit earlier than Eclipse there towards the end But great play from both sides and very exciting for this map too.
Exactly, very excited for this map too. And one of the things you have to remember is that both teams kind of struggled on both of the same parts of the map. So it's really interesting to see how close it came to in the end. You know, first point for the most part was both not as successful as both teams wanted, but also just kind of a clown fiesta until third point. Oh,
Yeah.
and we'll just be go ahead and restarting the stream for a quick technical issue, very fast.
Yeah, we will see you guys soon. Thanks a lot for tuning in.